Welcome back to our coverage of the 2018 Btpa tractor pulling season. We're at BA Stores just outside Aberdeen, Scotland for the final points round of the year. But first we're going back to the final classes from the previous Great Eccleston international event held in August. As the light faded on Saturday evening, we saw Ice Bear winning the Btpa side of things in a joint Btpa and ETPC Mitas Eurocup Pro Stock round. After that, it was time for the heavy modifieds to close the floodlit show. With 8 of Europe's top machines entered, including some UK machines, this class again combined both the Mitas Eurocup and the Btpa points rounds. We're going to bring you the whole of that Eurocup competition in the next programme, but for now we're going to take a quick look at the highlights from that class to find out how those British drivers fared. 4.2 tonnes is the base weight for this class, and whilst the usual power plants are supercharged V8s, there are several machines powered by V12s and even jet turbines. So we're joining the action after the first 4 machines have all made full pulls. This is Iron from Germany, powered by 3 gas turbine motors. Very smooth power delivery compared to traditional engines. Oh, but unfortunately just pulled up short of the 100 metre full pull line at 95.75 metres, which means no pull off for him today. After another full pull from the Intertechno Lambarda from Netherlands, it was time for the British contenders to take to the track. Snoopy 3, driven by Josh Whittingham. We saw this machine testing at the July Great Eccleston round, and a quick glimpse there of the Intertechno Lambarda returning to the pits. So what will Josh manage against the cream of European competition? The team freely admit that this is the less powerful and older of the 2 machines, so might struggle here today. Oh, that's a glorious sound and light show from the tractor. Well, it's looking promising. Those engines running absolutely perfectly. And yes, it's a full pull. Well done, Josh. Well, the next machine now is Snoopy 4, driven by Kevin Whittingham. This newer machine is running on methanol and putting out something like 9,000 brake horsepower. What an amazing looking machine. Ooh, that's not sounding so clean there though. Oh, but something's let go big time there. Oh dear. Well, he's pulled up short at 70.1 metres. So a quick look at the results from the qualification round shows 5 machines in the pull-off, and first out is going to be Fenrir Maxi Traction all the way from Denmark, powered by 4 Brad Anderson Hemi supercharged V8s. This tractor won the Mitas Eurocup Championship here at Great Eccleston last year and is currently in 2nd place behind Green Fighter, so it's still technically possible for them to win the 2018 series. Well, as they're reversing up to the sled prior to being coupled. Huge crowds here at Great Eccleston, watching the best of the best that Europe has to offer in terms of tractor pulling. Now the lights turn green, up come those revs, look at the wheel speed. Superb balance, and that huge load on the sledge finally pulls him down for a final distance of 82.73 metres. Watching in the replay, you can see he kept it right down the middle of the track the whole way. And next out is the Green Fighter from Germany, powered by 3 V12 Allison engines and currently leading the points. So if they can beat that 82.73, they will clinch the championship for the year. What a beautiful machine. taking up the tension. We've got the green lights. Great wheel speed from the start. Really nice balance. Beautifully poised. This is a storming pull. 90.86 metres, and I think that gives them the championship for the year. The next machine out is the Argos Oil Whispering Giant, all the way from the Netherlands. 4 gas turbines on this one. It's nuts. All being pulled to the right-hand side of the track there. Oh, what a shame, going out of bounds and so disqualified. What a shame. But this is beautiful noise from Denmark with the supercharged Keith Black V8 power. Backed up nicely. They couple him to the sled. Takes up that tension on the chain. We've got the green lights. And he's away. Well, he doesn't have the speed of the Green Fighter, but this is looking a quite strong pull all the same. Oh, no, he's pulled down there at 75.66 metres. Well, another machine from the Netherlands now. This is the Intertechno Lambada. Again powered by 4 Brad Anderson supercharged V8s. This is a hugely successful machine. It's in 3rd place in points at the moment. Oh, looks like a blowout's just been thrown there. And it gets pulled down at 64.08 metres. So, looking at the results for the Mitas Eurocup Championship, it was the Green Fighter who took the win. For the Btpa machine, Snoopy 3 made a full pull, so Josh Whittingham with Snoopy 3 takes the win over Snoopy 4. But Sunday morning brought rain, which didn't stop all day. The rounds for Super Farms, Super Sport, Light Modified, Limited Pro Stock and Pro Stock that were scheduled to run on that day all had to be cancelled, with the points being divided equally between all the signed-on competitors. And now we jump 2 weeks later and 300 miles to the north. We're at the BA Stores track in Aberdeen, Scotland. This is the final round of the year for the BTPA Championship and is hosted by the STPC, the Scottish Tractor Pullers Club, who also stage their own championship finals here this weekend. From modern heavy modified tractors to vintage machines, Starlight Express and Supertramp are now owned by STPC members. European Championship winners from back in the late 1970s. 4 Jaguar engines on this machine, but no superchargers. So as the Starlight Express takes to the 90-metre track here in Aberdeen, he aims to show us just how it used to be done. Well, it sounds absolutely amazing. Good strong pull. Oh, but just missing out there on the full pull. And another historic machine. This is Supertramp. Count the exhaust stacks. That's 6 naturally aspirated V8s. 6! Well, it must be very complicated to get all those motors driving down through one shaft, but everything looks to be going great here. Yeah, the driver punches the air. He's very happy with that pull. Brilliant. Well, one class that doesn't have a scheduled round at this event is Pro Stock, which means that the order after the Great Eccleston Saturday night round is how the championship ends.
Well, okay, it was a late finish on Saturday night. You got there in the end, you won the BTPA class. Unfortunately, it didn't happen on Sunday. Terrible rain from start to finish, which actually was for you was lucky because it's given you the championship. We've caught up with you here at Aberdeen for a demo run, basically. So what's the thoughts on the season?
We've been very pleased. The old Valtra girl here, she's done pretty good for the year, and we've been very reliable, which is good. Some of the people around us have had some problems, and as you say, the last round was cancelled due to the rain, so we took the British Championship. We've since been over to the European Championships as well, did okay over there. Eurocup finish, I think, was overall 9th position. We were 9th in the ECs, amongst a pretty strong field. The top, if we can get in the top 10 in Europe, it's pretty good. Yeah, I think if you look at those guys, they would be the Formula One, as I call it. You look, there are a lot of sponsors and everything over there. And to be fair, the only way that we can come and play is with some good help from people in the UK that we've got, and this season particularly, people like Valtra, obviously with the tractor there, Morris Lubricants, who supply all the fluids for the tractor, for the team and everything. People like VP Racing Fuels that support us. Pottinger, one of our sponsors there, machinery. GML ATV with the gator that we have, and people like BGH from Hull, who look after some sponsorship with the truck, as well as local companies like Fix Auto, who paint the tractor for us, basic things like that. And one or two others, not mentioning the people within the team, the people that put money in, that help, donations that we get. And eventually, of course, the back pocket, which is the favourite with most motorsport people. But yeah, we're just very fortunate that we can play with these guys in that level, and a top 10 finish in Europe for us is very, very pleasing.
On to the event proper then, with the scheduled rounds for Super Farm, Super Sport, Limited Pro Stock and Light Modified, together with the STPC Championship rounds and a few demo pools. The track is ready. The tractors are assembling in the closed pit area, and the first class out is going to be Super Farm. Now, this is the entry-level class for the hood or traditional style tractors, limited RPM and maximum power something like 700 brake horsepower. And this weekend sees a few local drivers entering the fray. We caught up with one of the teams in the pits. There's just so much anticipation for tonight's pool.
Hoping to go far better than we did. It was a long way to go for just 10 metres at Kirkbride, but we managed to destroy the diff. So home, diff, not redone, and did some bits and bobs to the engine. So it's going to be a cracker of a class tonight. So fingers crossed I can do well, but we'll just have to wait and see.
For how many years have you been pulling with this tractor?
I bought it in 2009, and it first came out in 2013. So I've just been slowly redoing things and tweaking bits and bobs, and we changed the engine this year to be more competitive, and so far we've worked away, so it's good fun.
After test puller Jim Wilson failed to get off the line, the second tractor is Ali's Nightmare, driven by Scott McCamish. Well, looking good, and putting in a storming full pull here. The sledge is set, so full pulls are the target for everyone else. Next man out is championship points leader Martin Ross, driving Diesel Ross. Martin is one of the organisers of this event and is heavily involved in the local Scottish Tractor Pullers Club. We'll be expecting and hoping for a full pull on this one. And yes, no problem at all. Well done, Martin. He'll be pleased with that. Next out is Mission Impossible, driven by Drew Allen, another machine that we don't often see competing in England. But unfortunately, it was not going to be a good night for Drew, managing only 5.1 metres. The next machine is one that we've seen very frequently. It's Red Bull, driven by David Todd. He had problems early on in the year, but seems to have put them all behind him after the Eccleston event. And looks to be getting all the way to the end of the track this time. Yep, another full pull. The final tractor on the entry list is Green MV, driven by Jim Pirrie. We saw him at the start of the season competing at Kirkbride, which is of course the most northern of the English events. Well, the machine sounding strong, getting a bit of a bounce on, but it's not stopping him. And there's another full pull. So 4 in the pull-off so far, and we have test puller Jim Wilson for his second attempt with Rob Roy. Oh, and this is looking much better for Jim. Well, it's a bit bouncy, maybe it's just the track conditions. but he's driving through it. And yet, that's it. He's got the full pull that he wanted. So 5 into the pull-off. And the sledge gets more weight added to try and stop these machines that little bit sooner. A little bit later into the evening now, and it's getting dark. Time for the pull-off for the Super Farms. First the sledge is Ali's Nightmare, driven by Scott McCamish. The sledge is much heavier now, remember. It's aiming to stop the tractors well before that 90-metre mark. Ooh, and Ali's Nightmare is dragged down at 53.92 metres, so that's the distance to beat. Diesel Ross out next, of course, with Martin Ross at the wheel. He already has the championship sewn up after winning every round so far, but he would dearly love to win this event in front of his home crowd. Gorgeous nighttime setting, those wheels really shining in the floodlights, and this is looking like a very strong pull. But he's already past Scott's distance and gets dragged down at 93.44 for Diesel Ross there. Great pull. Oh, looking very pleased with himself, and rightly so. David Todd with Red Bull now. All coupled up, he's taken the slack. And he's away very nicely there, just skimming those front wheels across the dirt. There's the flag for him to beat. Can he do it? Oh no, he's just short at 83.57 metres, so no first place for David tonight. Jim Peary again now with Green Envy. Ooh, and you can see that rain starting to fall quite heavily now. We've got the green lights. He's away. Charging down towards that checkered flag. Can he do it? Oh, it's going to be close. Oh no, stopped just short there at 82.36 metres. Well, this rain's getting much heavier now, and that will be making the track very, very greasy. That can cause real problems for some of the unlimited high horsepower classes that we'll see later, but hopefully we'll get this class completed okay. Final competitor is Jim Wilson driving Rob Roy. Oh, but he's slowing, and he's stopped by the sledge at just 25.69 metres. So confirmation of the final distances then. Martin with Diesel Ross taking the championship win, and it's David Todd with Red Bull in second place. Well, smiles all round. These boys don't let the rain bother them one bit.
I'm very happy with tonight. It was just icing on the cake, really. The tractor performed as it should. The track was fantastic, and yeah, very, very pleased.
So confirmation of the final points with Martin and Diesel Ross taking the championship win, and Red Bull in second place, David Todd at the wheel. And we move on to the Supersport class now. Again, the final outing of the year for them, and this class has been dominated all year by Jamie Fleming with Orange Factory.
Yeah, all seems good. We've had a bit of a pump niggle since Kirkbride, but we've had that off in bits. Got it back on, everything seems alright. I suppose we'll see tonight if it's going to be alright, but no, everything seems to have gone well for us this season.
In terms of the class, you've obviously been the machine to beat for a few years now. Are the others gradually creeping up on you?
Yeah, I think if O'Bonney had a bit more of a straight run, less scenic at Great Eccleston last time out, I think he would have been top step of the podium without a doubt. It went well, very well. I'm pleased for them.
4 tractors entered tonight, and they all achieved full pulls in the first qualification round. So we join the action at the pull-off. So as the rain continues to fall, the first machine up to the sledge is Take It to the Limit, driven by Gordon Morrison. Been putting in some good performances over the year, but not yet managed to take a round win. Looking good and strong, moving around the centre of the track a little. Well, remember, they're running on a 90-metre track this weekend. He was going hard. Oh, he stops at 81.83 metres, so that is the distance to beat. Next out will be O'Bonney, driven by Mark Soudal. This is only the second time this year that we've seen this machine out in competition. But he's looking oh so strong there. Powering down the centre of the track, nicely balanced. You could see the checkered flag that marks to take it to the limits distance when he gets past it and more. 89.86 metres to take the lead. Well done, Mark. He'll be very pleased with that. But it's class champion-elect Jamie Fleming next with Orange Factory. Got the green lights. And he's away. Ooh, getting a bit of a bounce on there. Can he keep it together and keep that power? Ooh, starting to slow down, but it's so close. Oh, he's just short. 84.89 metres. Unfortunately, the fourth machine, Brutus, driven by Stephen Charles, couldn't make it out for the pull-off. So there's the confirmation for the evening, with Mark Soudal and O'Bonney taking the win and Jamie Fleming taking the championship. And now we move into the much-awaited limited Pro Stock class. This is one of the most competitive classes in British tractor pulling, and tonight's pull will determine the final outcome for the season. We caught up with some of the contenders. First up, Graham Simpson's True Blue.
Nervous, to be honest. Yeah, as you said, it's 2 points, but literally in this class, anyone could win it. Any tractor in the class could finish 1, 2 or 3, so I wouldn't like to predict who's going to win it. I hope that we can do enough tonight, but I really don't know.
Well, I know it's a totally different mechanical setup in terms of chassis from last year. You're on your home track, which you've put more time on than most of them, but on the other hand, it's very dry here and it's not at all like last year. So does that give you any advantage, any knowledge?
Well, as you said, the weather this year is completely different, so I think the track will get the moisture into the track, and it'll still be a good track. But yeah, I mean, a new chassis, we think we've sort of got the balance and the position of the weight sorted out, but until we see the first tractor go down the track, we'll maybe have to make a little last minute adjustment. We'll probably study the class before us to see how much grip's in the track, and then we'll maybe adjust things to suit from there, but we'll just have to try everything we can.
2 points in it. You must have been enjoying this season so far.
Yeah, it's been very good. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, but as I keep saying every time, you know, this class, there's a lot of good tractors, and every time you go out, you don't know who's going to win now. It's that close. It's a good, exciting class to be involved with.
The question is, can you actually get those extra couple of yards on him tonight?
Well, we hope so. You know, we've been training hard enough. This is our 13th year of training. They've proved it year in, year out. They are the tractor to beat. But this is the closest we've been, and we're just snapping at their heels all the time. They're loving it, we love it, and it's good for the spectators. Well, we've been here a few times, we know, but it is all down to the track, but it's all on the pull itself. You can either get into a bounce, or your tractor might not just be on form, everything. But here, this time of year, you cold air at night, they run so much better, so much harder and stronger, so it's still anybody's, you know. Just hope as it stays in one piece, that's the main thing.
There are 7 machines entered this weekend, and several of them could take the win. First out, it's Dark Addiction, driven by Chris Brown. And it looks like he's loaded for bear. But oh no! Big problems for him there. Oh, and that's a huge amount of oil on the ground, never good to see. Well, it's True Blue next, one of the machines that can win the class. This is a local tractor, so they would love to win the championship in front of their home fans. But can they do it? The machines are all pretty equal in power. It all comes down to setting them up right for the track on the day. There don't seem to be any troubles here. True Blue's on a flyer. This is looking very strong and very straight. Yes, it's a full pull for True Blue. Well, West Forest looking quite pleased with that performance. Next tractor out is Neil Gullen driving the Gambler. And like all the local drivers, he's proudly displaying the Scottish flag off the back of his machine. Well, looks like he's all set. Oh, that doesn't look good though. Real problems for him there. Well, the measured distance just 0.15 of a metre for the Gambler today. What a shame. And as the next machine appears, the Gambler is unceremoniously dragged off the track. Well, this is Major Madness driven by Ed Bateman. 1 round win to their credit this year, but not challenging in the points. Very nice wheels up start there. This looking very strong and very confident. And he's going all the way to the full pull line, so now we have a pull-off. And in the replay you can see that Ed had to do a little bit of course correction using the independent rear brakes. But he got that job done, and he got it done well. It's Mark Jones now with Will It Make It? He's currently sitting in 3rd place in the points and not quite in range of the number 1 spot, but he's certainly improving over the year. Visor down, takes up the strain, gets the thumbs up from Joe. And he's away nice and clean. Front wheels balancing nicely in the air. This is looking to be a very good run. Yes, all the way to the full pull line, so that makes 3 machines into the pull-off now. Well, this is Red Mist coming onto the track. Mark looking very pleased with that pull. So Stuart Noblet backing up the Red Mist to the sledge very carefully, where the heavyweight chain will be attached, and also an electrical safety cut-off connection. He's building the boost. And now he's moving. Well, a lot of up and down there, crikey. Bit of side to side action too. They'll be wasting power and possibly losing meters. But he's done it. What a great pull. He gets the full pull. We've got to see that one in replay. So you see him going up and down. He's correcting. It looks like it's all lost, and then bosh. Gets her straightened out, gets a full pull, and even has time for a great flame show at the end. And the final track in this qualification round is another machine that has a chance of taking the title. It's the Lancashire Bomber with Chris Wilkinson. They've been neck and neck with True Blue throughout the year, but haven't won the title before. So a lot riding on this pull. He's got to make it into the pull-offs. It's a great start, but he's pulling him over. A lot of correction. That was very close to being out of bounds, but he's managed to keep it in. And yes, it's another full pull. So that makes it 5 into the pull-off. That took a lot of driving to keep it in bounds. Just look at the effort that Chris puts in on this pass. Well, that's a man who knows his machine and how to drive it. Brilliant. So the championship hopes of both True Blue and Lancashire Bomber are still very much alive, to be decided in the pull-off. And that pull-off will take place later in the evening to give the machines a chance to cool down. In the meantime, we've got the first qualification round for the light modifieds. The last round was won by Dan Whittingham's Aftermath on the Saturday of the Great Eccleston August event. There should have been another round on Sunday, but this was rained out sadly. This means that Aftermath cannot now be overtaken in the points, so he is assured the championship. Second and third place, however, are still very much up for grabs. Well, unfortunately, Aftermath has since suffered engine damage, so cannot attend this round. But we do have an entry from local man Chris Knight, who debuted his machine at the previous round. And that machine is Kit.
Well, originally John Summers in Somerset built it originally, and it was formerly called T55. John ran it for a good lot of years on the circuit as well, and then he sold it on to Luke Fish down in Devon. So I bought it off of Luke back in January, and then gave it the revamp and painted it all and did it all up and took it up to the new spec because it's been out for a wee while, you know. So it's my first year of pooling as well, so it's been an ambition I've always wanted to do, so here we are now.
Well, that motor, looking at it, there's obviously a lot to set up on it to get it running properly, especially in the class that you're looking at where there's a lot of stiff competition. I would say that if you've only had that length of time, you've done quite well, because it was quite an impressive debut when we saw it at Great Eccleston.
Yeah, well, it's the first best pool I've had this season. We had a good, not bad pool at Brecon at the start of the season. But I've always had trouble with the clutch issues, so I bit the bullet. Should have been at Kirkbride, but I bit the bullet and got a new clutch into it. So that's made a hell of a difference. Eccleston was the first trial run of it, and I'm happy, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course, we're always going for it every time you go on the track, but we thought we'd bring it up here just to give it a run because we had such a good run at Eccleston. We just thought we'd come up here. It's a shame the other two are not turned up or not come, you know what I mean, but things happen. But we just want to learn some data off the machine and see if we can get it set up so we can move into next year with a bit of an advance, if you know what I mean.
A lot of people watching think, well, you've got two powerful motors, just put your foot down and go, basically, but it's not. Now, we've seen you when Ellie's driving, you're at the side of the track, you're watching carefully. You get an awful lot from doing that, don't you? Apparently you even enjoy it more than driving.
Yeah, no, I enjoy setting the tractor up for her because she normally drives it the same style every time, if you know what I mean. She's learning about the tractor all the while. You don't get a lot of runs in a season, so it's all about setting the tractor up for the track and getting as much horsepower when you need it to put into the motors.
So first out is Kit, driven by Chris Knight. Now this is a very different setup on this machine. It's running diesel power in a V12 Transmars engine. They're still very much setting the machine up and gathering data. And that big turbos are whistling now, sounding for all the world like a jet engine. And it doesn't seem to have the revs or the wheel speed for the time being, though. You hear that engine hunting too. Pulled down at a distance of 46.95. Certainly one to look out for in the future, though. What a beast! Next out is On the Limit. That's Mark Pacey with the starter motor and Ellie Pacey with the driving duties. Twin supercharged V8s on this one, something like 4,000 brake horsepower in total, so expect to see a lot of wheel speed from this tractor. And getting those big rear tyres spinning is the key to getting these machines hauling down the track. That's Ed Smith backing Ellie up safely to the sledge. Final adjustments to the safety harness. She's all set, the tractor's all set, and here comes that wheel speed. And there goes the power. Woohoo! Will it be a full pull? Oh, just short, 89.04 metres. Well, Dad looks very happy with that one. The crowd were very pleased to see the run. And obviously Ellie enjoyed it very much too. Well, with Jim Whitecross's Gator unable to keep running, the win goes to On the Limit. And that 20 point for the win leapfrogs them above the Knight to take second position in the final points.
Yes, Mike has been doing it for I think 32 or 33 years now, tractor pulling. We're very lucky, we've got a very good driver, and I think that's one element of it, and Mike, it is very important for us, and Mike, when we're in competition and we need to pull something out the bag, he's the guy to have on the seat.
So here is Ice Bear, newly crowned BTPA Pro Stock champions, putting in a demonstration pull. We saw Mike Simmons inspecting the track just now. They'll be looking to end the season in fine style. Oh, and that's just what they're doing. Look at this, a storming run, and of course a full pull. And they could have gone even further. Gotta see that one again. Masterclass in tractor pulling. Perfect balance, perfect power, very minimal steering required. Wonderful. As we move towards darkness, a chance now for the fans to look around the pits and talk to the drivers and crew. And it's soon time to pick up the action again with the pull-off for the limited Pro Stocks, the one class which is still not decided for the year. But first, one more demonstration pull from Starlight Express. Well, it might be an oldie, but it's still a goodie. Whoops, bit of a bonfire there on top, but all looks good. So as we go into the limited Pro Stock pull-off, 5 machines are still in competition. And here's a reminder of the point situation. Well, it's late into the evening now. We've had a fair bit of rain, which might change the track from their previous run. And the sledge gets more weight in it. And the first machine now is True Blue, one of the 2 tractors that can still take the championship win. They made major changes at the start of the year and seem to be going strong, but they still haven't had it all their own way. So this one is for the championship. They need a good pull, and it's raining quite heavily now. Literally everything riding on this pull. Good wheel speed, nice control. Oh, this is looking exceptionally good, especially given the conditions. But they get pulled up at 92.83 metres. Will that be the winning distance tonight? Time will tell. Next out, Major Madness, Ed Bateman at the wheel. Not challenging for the championship, but certainly going very strong today. And exactly the same again here. Carrying those front wheels. Watch as he approaches that checkered flag. Oh, and he's passed it. He's overtaken True Blue with a distance of 93.68 metres. A storming pull. Mark Jones next with Will It Make It? Tractors all coupled up. Final adjustments to the safety strap. The green light on the sledge indicates he's good to go. Don't forget it's the rear of the tractor that has to pass the flag to take the lead. He's looking strong, but he's not got the speed of the others. I don't think he's going to do it. Oh, it's close, but not close enough. 85.99 metres. Stuart Noblett next with the red mist. Trying to build the boost here. Doesn't quite sound like it's fully on boost though. And something's definitely wrong. Not got the speed we saw from earlier. Oh, and a load of steam now. Well, that's a shame. Just 33.69 for Stuart with red mist. But the final machine will be Chris Wilkinson with the Lancashire Bomber. If they can beat True Blue's distance of 92.83, they will take the championship for 2018. Remember, they were quite out of shape on that first pull, and that rain has probably made the track pretty greasy now. In other words, he's got to go straight this time. It's a good, confident start. The power coming in, the wheels going up, and he's staying nice and straight. It's looking very strong. It's got the legs. Can he do it? Yes, he's passed the flag, 95.85 metres. Lancashire Bomber takes the win on the night and takes the championship win to remember for 2018 in limited pro stock. So many years of trying to get that for the team, and Chris obviously is delighted with the tractor. What an evening for the team, and what conditions to pull it off as well. Amazing. So, confirmation of the final distances then. Well, we caught up with a very pleased and very proud Chris Wilkinson.
After the first run, luckily we got out. Obviously I was speaking to you earlier, but the second run, yeah, I had to concentrate a little bit more, decide what I was going to do, but it's a tough class. We've said it all year, haven't we, between ourselves, and anybody in that class can do it, but luckily tonight it was our night.
It's been a few years coming, hasn't it? But it must make all that work and the rebuilds worth it in the end.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's 13 years we've been trying to catch True Blue, and we've unlucky for some, but maybe not for us. Yeah, it's just one of those nights. Chuffed that we've done it, and we've won on the night as well, which is a bigger bonus.
And as the fireworks are set off here at BA Stores, a look at the final confirmed points table for the limited pro stock. It's been so close this year and such a competitive class. With the Btpa Championship concluded, Sunday brought non-points competitions, demo pools, plus the final points rounds for the Scottish Tractor Pulling Club Championship. Alistair Parkinson this time behind the wheel of the super sport machine O'Bonney in a non-points competition pool. Last night the team put in a huge effort, taking the win from the up till then unbeaten Orange Factory and putting in another great pool here on the Sunday. A full pool there for O'Bonney. In Super Farm, the STPC Championship and the Sunday win went to Martin Ross's Diesel Ross. But today we have a change of driver. This is Erin Johnson. And that's Martin out front, giving her both instructions and the confidence to drive this like he does. Oh, that's a great start. We've got the wheel speed there. Nice straight pull. This is a great performance. Looks like Martin better watch out or he'll be pushed aside from the driving duties. Wow, brilliant. I heard that as soon as she'd finished the pool, she said she'd like one just like this for Christmas. Well, of course, that was a full pull, and look at that smile. In limited pro stock, both the round win and the championship went to True Blue, always a local favourite. Another masterclass in how to get a machine down the track. Tractor has several drivers, including Graham Simpson, but Graham is one of the organisers this weekend, so he's been a very busy boy. Beautiful piece. In pro stock, the 2018 STPC champion Piston Broke was not competing, so it fell to the Btpa champion Ice Bear, driven today by Andy Miller to entertain the crowds in that class. And after a full year competing all around Europe, they still managed to do just that with yet another storming full pull. Well, the crowd really appreciating that the Bare Essentials team drove all the way from Shropshire to entertain them this weekend. So, moving on to the Sunday competition for the light modifieds. Just two tractors able to run today, and first out is On The Limit, driven by Ed Smith. We usually see him driving the two-wheel drive Legend and Hero. Now, there are very few opportunities to learn how to drive these wild machines, but he's on a great one here. Yes, it's a full pull. What a great pull that was. And Mark seems to be very happy with that one. Second machine out is Kit, driven by Chris Knight. Kit went on to win the STPC Championship for the year, but will they win on the day as well? Well, looking so much better than their run last night. Not quite got the speed on the limit, a lot of up and down too. Are they going to do it? Yes, of course he does. Just sneaking past the full pool line. So that ends in a draw on the day. And finally, in the heavy modified class, there were 2 veteran machines that have been competing head-to-head throughout the season here in Scotland, with the win ultimately going to Starlight Express. Nowhere near the power of modern light modifieds we've just seen, which showed just how the engine technology has improved over the years. So that brings us to the end of the 2018 Btpa Championship season, with some great pulling right throughout the year. In Superfarm, Martin Ross was unbeaten, winning all 5 rounds. In Supersport, Jamie Fleming took the win with just 1 defeat over the whole year. Limited Pro Stock was unbelievably competitive going right down to this final event. But in the end, the win going to Chris Wilkinson with Lancashire Bomber. In Pro Stock, it was Ice Bear, driven by Mike Simmons, that took the title. In Light Modified, the win narrowly went to Dan Whittingham with Aftermath. Both the Modified and Heavy Modified titles went to Josh Whittingham with Snoopy 3. Great performances also in the Mitas Eurocup classes, with Rocky taking the win in Pro Stock and Green Fighter taking the win in Heavy Modified. We hope you enjoyed this look at British tractor pulling and look forward to seeing you again next year.